Evening to everyone. Welcome to one of the 10 best cities in the United States of America. Today is Tuesday, January 8th, 2013, sitting at the North Miami City Hall, 776 Northeast 125th Street in North Miami, Florida. To begin the meeting this evening, we're going to call on Officer Diego Fernandez, Officer of the Year, to lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance. Is Officer Diego Fernandez here?
Actually, we call him Adam.
Adam. Oh, okay.
He's shy.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you, Officer Odo, for the pledge. Thank you so much. Officer Diego Fernandez is the Officer of the Year for 2012. Thank you so much for all the work that you have done in this great city of North Miami. We keep getting all these awards, one of the 10 best cities, best museum. We have not gotten an award as the best police department in the country. I'm waiting to see this award, if it's going to come in while I'm in office or it's going to come in after I leave office. But I would like to see the best police department in the country so far, but I have not seen that yet. Again, thank you for the invocation. We're going to call on Dr. Pastor Enoch Pellier, which is a chaplain for the city of North Miami.
Thank you. Good evening. Happy New Year. And glad to see all of you back. As we begin a new year, 2013, ask God for direction, love, peace, and unity.
Amen.
Let us pray. Now the Lord of peace himself give you peace always. By all means, the Lord be with you all. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Enoch. Again, Happy New Year to you too. It was nice to see you at service on December 31st, to see you at service on December 24th, and see you at service last Sunday. So thank you so much for your invocation this evening. Mr. City Clerk, would you do roll call?
Vice Mayor Sterian.
Here.
Councilman Galvin.
Here.
Mayor Pierre.
Here.
Councilman Marcellus.
Here.
And Councilman Bland.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum to conduct the business of the people this evening. Mr. City Manager, any addition, deletions, amendment to forward to the city agenda?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. No, they are not. The agenda is being presented as is.
Okay, thank you. Then we're going to move on into special presentations. The first one is the 2012 International Parade Awards.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pam Solomon, and on behalf of the City of North Miami, as well as the Parks and Recreation Department, which coordinates the Winter National Parade annually, we would like to recognize tonight the Best Band Award for this past November, which we celebrated the 38th Annual Winter National Thanksgiving Day Parade. Our parade theme was American Spirit. And a look back in history reminds us that the parade actually began as a band competition in the early 70s. This year, we are happy to continue the Battle of the Bands element in the parade, where local high school marching bands compete for the honor of Best Band. They are 4 high school bands participated this year: North Miami Senior High School, North Miami Beach Senior High School, Miami Central, and Miami Edison. All great, fantastic marching bands in full uniform and performed excellently. Our winner this year is our friendly rival, North Miami Beach Senior High School. Under the school leadership of Principal Raymond Fontana and led by band director Mr. James Lockhart. If Mr. Lockhart and Mr. Fontana are here this evening, we'd like to have them come forward. The Marching Chargers have received superior ratings in jazz band, symphonic band, as well as marching band for the past 14 years, along with their dedication.
Somebody's here on their behalf. Somebody else is here.
Along with their dedication to their schooling and love of music, the members of the band finds time to hold food and toy drives during the holiday season. As part of the competition, the bands are judged on their marching ability, musical presentation, and poise. We present to the band a grand prize check in the amount of $550, as well as our trophy for this year, which is donated to us by Mr. Trophy. And we would like to have the mayor and council come forward, along with Andrea Ramos, our special event supervisor, who is in charge of the parade production, and our Parks and Recreation Director, Jeff Geimer, sitting in the back of the room.
Wait, hold on, I gotta cover up this beach part.
Better? Much better. Usted malando te pode.
I do. There you go. Budget.
But I'm fighting with it. Tomorrow, it's like over the weekend.
Okay, there you go. Congratulations again. Okay.
You get it?
We'll send you the check. There's one more?
There's one more, but they're not here this evening. I'd just like to acknowledge for their support and involvement. Our parade announcers each year that announce from the main sound stage are volunteers from the local community, usually local media members or local radio stations. This year, we would like to thank Africa from the Power 96 morning show, and Twan Russell for volunteering their time. Twan is a great friend of the city of North Miami. His foundation, the Russell Life Skills and Reading Foundation, is a partner with our North Miami Parks and Recreation Department for many years, hosting an after-school tutoring program for our after-school program at Sunkist Grove Community Center. So thank you to Twan and to Africa for coming out on Thanksgiving morning and giving your time to serve the North Miami community. Thank you.
And now we have Officer of the Year, Diego Fernandez, and I'm going to call on Chief of Police, Chief Mark Elias, to do this presentation to Officer Diego Fernandez. He was here just a couple months ago getting the Officer of the Month, and now he's getting the Officer of the Year. So I'm sure there's a bigger check that comes with Officer of the Year.
Otto, go ahead and come on up. Mayor, if you don't mind, just as a support, like the executive staff to come up, as well. Chief, Majors. The North Miami Police Department Officer of the Year 2012 is Officer Otoniel, we call him Otto Fernandez, who is currently assigned to the Uniform Patrol K-9 unit. As you can tell, he's here by himself. K-9, the other K-9 officer is not here. But he's been a veteran with the police department for about, 12 years. And this is several incidents to where he's done a remarkable job that I'm just going to summarize that, allowed us to, nominate as the Officer of the Year. But in June of 2012, They were involved in two worthy incidents. Officer Fernandez and K-9 Officer Diego conducted a narcotic search of a vehicle that resulted in the recovery of 33 grams of cocaine and 2 grams of marijuana. They were also involved in a perimeter search of a suspect who had just committed a burglary to a home. He's K-9 Officer Diego, partner, okay, tracked the subject and alerted Officer Fernandez. The subject refused to adhere to Officer Fernandez's verbal command and surrendered. Diego retrieved the subject from his hiding spot, resulting in a dog bite. Then in October of 2012, Officer Fernandez made a significant narcotic arrest when Diego, his partner, alerted to a package that contained trafficking amount of marijuana of 521 grams of marijuana. I mean, outstanding job, outstanding. Okay. Still, in another instance, Officer Fernandez observed a suspicious vehicle parked in an address on the east side of North Miami. The vehicle was occupied by 3 males. Officer Fernandez approached the vehicle and made contact with the driver, at which point he observed a small .22 caliber revolver on the driver's side of the floorboard. Officer Fernandez immediately drew his firearm and ordered, along with his partner, all 3 subjects out of the vehicle at gunpoint, and the arrest was made. And this is something to where when an officer does that, it's us being police officers here, and I know the mayor has a brother that's a police officer, and you all may have family. Anytime you're dealing with a person in a vehicle that has a weapon, this is a life and death situation. And for him to put himself out there, you know, for the residents of this community, just says a lot about this officer. But not only that, and I wanted the staff to come up just to let you know that I'm so proud of the executive staff that's up here, because of the fact that not only are we mentoring the new officers, and Mayor, if I may, you know, we received the stats, and I can proudly say today that in 2012 we're able to reduce crime going back to 30 years. 30 years. And Chief Jariga, Chief Jariga pointed out to me that in 1994 our crime rate was reduced from 1994, Larry, okay, to today by 49%. And this is to the men and women of this police department, but to the executive staff that's here as well. Okay, so again, thank you and congratulations for the Officer of the Year. He's a man of little word, but he's going to say something today.
I just want to thank everybody that takes time to acknowledge the officers that take time to do their job to the most of their ability. I mean, we do this every day. It's I appreciate that everybody, takes into account of what we do to try to keep everybody safe and everybody at home, prevent any more crimes from occurring. Thank you.
Well, officer, for all you have done in the last, not only for being the Officer of the Year, but what you have done here in the city of North Miami, I, on the appear mayor of this great city, on behalf of the city council and residents, do hereby proclaim the year 2012 to be Officer Odo Fernandez year here in the city of North Miami, and urge all residents to recognize and celebrate your contributions to our community. Thank you so much for all you have done. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, let's come up here.
Don't be shy. Don't be late.
Did you get your shirts? Watch out for that.
Isn't that something?
Police
face forward. 1, 2.
Good stuff. Yeah, congratulations again. Thank you. Oh, there with you. No problem. Okay. The next one is National Mentoring Month here in the city of North Miami. I'm going to call on Miss Gail Nelson, the Senior Vice President of Big Brothers. I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson, the Senior Vice President. I know. Of Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Greater Miami. And, I mean, we have the proclamation, but just a couple of things I want to say about Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Greater Miami. When I first moved to Miami 20 years ago, the first thing I did basically is volunteer with the Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Although I went through this extensive background and, I barely made it, but, I was chosen to be a Big Brother, and I was a Big Brother for this young man from Liberty City, and basically what really touches me the most is that there's not enough black men that are mentoring these younger black boys in our community. And the issue was very plain and simple, is that it's not like he was a bad kid, and I don't believe there's any bad kid. It's basically he didn't have any guidance, and I came into his life. The kid started getting better grades. I wasn't married, I didn't have any kids back then. So the kid's getting better grades, and he made it to college, okay, which is he was the first of 7 kids, and the second to the youngest to actually made it to college. All of his brothers and sisters, really, they were having kids. Some of them have gone to jail, and he's the only one out of the family that made it out of Liberty City. I'm not sure if I had anything to do with it, but I think Big Brothers Big Sisters made a huge impact in this community, and I always trying to reach out and get young men to be role model to the younger boys in our community. And I know Big Brothers Big Sisters is doing a fantastic job in the community. So I'm going to ask Mr. Nelson to say a couple of things about Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Miami and the work that you are doing in our community.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Council. And we just, on behalf of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Miami, we just want you to know that we are the oldest and largest youth mentoring organization in the United States. The cost of incarcerating one child in a secure facility in the United States is $80,000 annually. The cost of what you did, Mr. Mayor, changing one life, $1,500 annually. Mentoring is a wise investment. And what we're asking, and it's interesting that I filed this presentation, followed the police department. Your police department in this fine city has decided to become part, with the chief's leadership, part of our Bigs in Blue program, where police officers will mentor children in this community 1 hour a week at an elementary school. We've had municipalities, no pressure. We've had other municipalities have a mayor's mentoring initiative where city employees are given at least 1 hour a week to mentor a child. So, Mr. Mayor, I thank you, but I also challenge you, if I may. If I may. I don't know if it's on the agenda, but I think it would be a great we would love to have a North Miami mentoring initiative to help get these kids off the street. But on behalf of Big Brothers Big Sisters, we seek to serve 2,200 kids this fiscal year, and with your help, we'll do just that. So thank you so much, sir, Mr. Mayor, on behalf of Big Brothers Big Sisters and all the kids we serve.
Thank you. So, this is your proclamation. Okay.
We have to help you anyway. The parties at my house. Love this. No, my wife.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's been juvenile prosecutor for 20 years.
Okay. I see principal, one of the best principal in Miami-Dade County is here with us. The Best Quality Chair Education Board is here with us. Is there anything that we need to address? Because I didn't see anything on the agenda for, is there something on the agenda for?
Tab D.
Oh, it's on the consent agenda. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. We'll get to you. Thank you so much, okay? That is all of the presentation that we have. We could ask the council to come up. Okay. While we're moving on, before we move on to city events and an announcement, basically there's a couple things that I just want to mention. Mr. Jonathan Hage, which is the CEO for Charter Schools USA, you know, who's been around this community for a very long time, just received what they call the Floridian of the Year. He's a friend of this community. He's a friend of North Miami, and I know that he's been around this city for a very long time. He has built and has several high-performing charter schools under his belt, you know, throughout Miami-Dade County and also the state of Florida. Just want to say thank you to Mr. Hage, who's a very good friend of this community. Just want to recognize Mark Lapointe. He was featured as the attorney to watch for 2013. He was profiled. He's a very good friend of this community, grew up in this community. We want to say congratulations to Mark Lapointe as one of the attorneys to watch in 2013. Want to say congratulations to Mayor Champagne from New Jersey as being what they call the Diaspora of the Week. I'm going to have to say congratulations to me. I was named the Person of the Year. Mr. IT Director, let's show a clip of the Mayor Pierre that was featured as the Person of the Year.
That was my fault. I was making that out.
Oh, you were going to make that announcement?
Come on.
Go ahead.
You stole my thunder. It's okay. Go ahead and
Mesdames et messieurs, nous allons finir avec le programme, bien sûr, avec la bonne nouvelle, la bonne réponse à la question que vous posée. La personnalité de l'année 2012 dans la communauté, c'est la grande question. Est-ce qu'il y a une réponse là, Bobby?
Bon, Patrick, nous discuter sur ça. Pour nous-mêmes, il est important parce que nous connaissons que ça a toujours fait, les grands journaux, les grandes chaînes de télévision en Haïti, ça fait tout. Et pour garder pour qui est-ce qui vraiment marqué et Anéa et d'une façon vraiment significative. Dans la communauté haïtienne, Patrick, eh bien, nous prenons plusieurs facteurs. Nous connaissons que nous là, nous avons une présence qu'il a depuis les années 60, 70 et nous, petit à petit, eh bien, la communauté n'a pas avancé. Et ça fait plusieurs fois que nous gagnons des élus, nous faisons des pas en avant et peut-être à plusieurs reprises, eh bien, nous ne faisons pas en arrière tout à cause de Yinghang. Et nous connaissons ça fait dans le mouvement côté politique haïtien qui perdu déjà dans notre Miami. Nous gagnons également plusieurs haïtiens qui sont allés dans la course pour le congrès, dans le point de vue politique. Mais il y a un pile de monde qui fait l'autre effort dans un pile l'autre domaine tout, et tout le monde ça veut mériter un chapeau bas. Cependant, l'autre point et tout vraiment impact que l'on gagne sur la communauté haïtienne dans toute 2012. Là, je pense que eh bien, il y a un monde qui vraiment stand out et après délibération, nous vraiment nous pensons que pour l'année 2012, la personnalité dans la communauté haïtienne que nous vraiment pensons qui vraiment séparé de toute pile de tout le monde qui a fait ailleurs, nous pensons que c'est notre personne que le magistrat de la ville de North Miami. On veut parler de M. André Pierre Patrick. Alors, pour Allen TV, c'est lui qui est la personnalité de l'année, Person of the Year, et c'est avec un peu de fierté que nous avons dit ça. Et bien, raison, Patrick, une raison, c'est que sous la tutelle de magistrat André Pierre qui guidait ville North Miami, tout le monde entendait la parler ça tout le temps, et bien, en 2010, ville a été nommée one of the 10 best cities dans les États-Unis. Également, et malgré que tu aies une majorité haïtienne, et bien, dans le concile là déjà il y a plusieurs années, et bien, sous leadership André Pierre, nous voyons que dans North Miami, et bien, il y a le premier Haitian American Chief of Police qui c'est Mark Elias, il y a le premier Haitian Female Major dans les États-Unis qui c'est Franzia Brea Burden, nous avons trois Haïtiens américains sergents, nous avons plusieurs autres détectives et autres police officiers, et nous avons female executive assistant à chef police là. Également dans le département finance, nous avons le premier Haitian American Finance Director dans la ville, c'est Paul Vernon. Et nous avons pile l'autre monde qui travaille dans le département ça tout. Au point de vue dans le City Manager Office là, nous avons deux petits City Managers qui sont Haitian American, Dr. Luman Claude Pouviose. Nous avons le directeur CIA qui c'est Leslie Prudent que tout le monde connaît. Et nous avons pile l'autre Haïtien qui travaille dans le City Manager's Office là. Dans le City Attorney's Office là, nous avons le premier female Haitian American qui c'est Régine Molestime, c'est lui-même qui city attorney pour ville là. Et il y a plusieurs autres monde qui travaillent dans le département ça tout. Dans Public Works également, nous avons Haitian American qui sont assistants directeurs et nous avons plusieurs autres monde qui travaillent. Pour magistrat, même pour concile là, nous connaissons que la majorité assez haïtienne, il y a trois monde là-dedans, y compris le City Club. Je pense que de achèvement ça vraiment, et nous pas dit que nous vîmes grande ville là, même songez que lorsque Raoul Martinez Steven magistrat dans Elias a peut-être une vingtaine d'années, eh bien, je te dis, mais de last American take the flag. Même quoi que avec comportement, avec vraiment toute belle bagaille qui a fait dans le city, pas récemment que moi ça, eh bien, Moka se joindre et on l'autre distinction, et même dans la parade qui se fait dans Orange Bowl qui se fait là, eh bien, Junior, ils ont une belle recognition pour flotte là. Moun qui parle, ils parlent magistrat mal, mais c'est leur fait, ils parlent mal. Mais dans tout le monde qui admire, et je pense que Legacy, c'est qui j'appelle qui ont un impact dans la communauté, dans la ville là, et vraiment côté que haïtien américain et représenter belle, bien, et ils font un bon travail dans la ville là qui continue à grandir. Alors, encore une fois, la personnalité de l'année pour nous dans Allen TV qui marque la communauté noire beaucoup plus, c'est M. André Pierre, dans non Allen TV, dans nos communautés, nous avons dit continuer le travail là et bonne chance.
Voilà, merci Philippe. Et puis
Thank you,
bonne
Mr.
chance à magistrat André.
Thank you so much. Just want to let you know this is Person of the Year in the Haitian community. This is an award that basically I was in. I have to say, Camilo Monestime, my good friend who's sitting back there, he was in the running. Marlène Bastien, Gypsy Mertelis, my own cousin, Marie-Josée Toussaint. So there were a lot of people that were in that category, and I'm extremely happy to have been recognized locally for the work that we have done. One thing that is felt to be mentioned is that the city of North Miami received 4 national awards. Not only one of the best museum in the country, one of the 10 best cities in the United States of America, but also Playful City, and also the Achieve. And if you look at all the criteria that were used to make those determination whether the city should be getting those awards, and most of them are basically community involvement, civic engagement, collaboration with the community. So really, these awards, it's because of you, the community, and your engagement with what's happening. That's the reason why I think we were able to accomplish so much. In addition to the 4 national awards, we have received about 20 local, state, county awards. Just the other days, we were at the Orange Bowl Parade. There was about 10,000 people out there, and North Miami was recognized as community Pride Award at the Orange Ball Parade. So thank you so much, all of you, the community, for the work that you have put in the city of North Miami. I have 4 more months left. Then after that, I get a chance to be Andre Pierre again. We'll be drinking Cuba Libres, you know, and I'm going to start now because when I retire, I'm going to drink Cortatido. So I'm drinking Cuba Libre now.
We'll be waiting for the DUI check.
I'm not driving. So thank you so much for the work that we have done in this community. Now we're going to turn it over to Pam Solomon for city events and announcements.
Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year to all. On behalf of the City of North Miami, I would like to share with you a few of our upcoming meetings and events that we have, as well as a few announcements. We do have ongoing here in the Mocha Plaza every Thursday, the North Miami Farmers Market. The hours are 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and we invite you to enjoy a weekly dose of fresh fruits and vegetables. If you've committed to a New Year's resolution of healthier eating, please come out and shop locally at our local vendors selling organic items, organic baked goods, and right here in the heart of North Miami's downtown area. For details, you may contact the North Miami Parks and Recreation Department at 305-895-9840. This Saturday, January 12th, our Get in Gear Community Bike Ride will commemorate the 3rd anniversary of the Haiti earthquake in collaboration with Combit for Haiti, Color of Hope. We will begin registration here in the Mocha Plaza at 7:30 a.m. and the ride will depart at 8 o'clock a.m. sharp. For more information, you can contact the Office of the Mayor and Council at 305-895-9815, or you can also visit our website at northmiamifl.gov/celebrate. Next Tuesday, January 15th, right here in the council chambers, we will host a public workshop on the revenue allocations from Biscayne Landing. We're inviting you to join us to give input and ideas on projects that you think should be funded with the $2.5 million revenue received from the development of the project area, formerly known as Biscayne Landing. Once again, that's next Tuesday, January 15th, between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. right here in the council chambers of City Hall, 776 Northeast 125th Street. Next Wednesday, January 16th at 7 p.m., we will host our annual Candlelight Vigil in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That's also in the Mocha Plaza, 770 Northeast 125th Street. It's hosted by the North Miami University Relations Board, where they invite you to join us to salute the work and the vision of Dr. King through spoken word, song, and dance performances by students of Barry University, Florida International University, Johnson & Wales University, and Miami-Dade College North Campus, along with student groups from our local K-12 schools here in North Miami. Participate in a circle of unity as we come together to keep the dream alive. And once again, that's Wednesday, January 16th at 7 p.m. in the Mocha Plaza. The North Miami Concert Band is continuing their series of symphony concerts that take place at the Gwen Margolis Community Center. That will take place on Sunday, January 20th at 2 p.m. The doors open at 1 p.m. They do ask for a $5 donation at the door. It is a volunteer band, and if you have yet to see the concert band, please come out to one of their monthly performances. They do put on a spectacular performance. And just a reminder, city offices will be closed on Monday, January 21st in observance of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. And a few announcements on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Department. Ben Franklin Park will be closed for repairs to the electrical system beginning next Monday, January 14th. The repairs will take approximately 2 weeks, and the park should reopen on or before Monday, January 28th. In the meantime, please feel free to visit Pepper Park, Cagney Park, or the North Miami Athletic Stadium to fulfill your evening recreation needs. And if you have any questions, you can contact the North Miami Parks and Recreation Department at 305-895-9840. Registration is in progress for our basketball league, for our youth programs, so you can contact them or log on to our website at northmiamifl.gov/parks. You can also register for our programs online from that website. And last but certainly not least, if you are a utility bill customer and your account number begins with 08 or 10, double check your bill. Because the wrong return envelopes were enclosed in these bills, which means that because of the new bill format that was used for this processing, when you stuff your payment slip into the bill, your address is showing instead of the city's address, so you're actually mailing it to yourself. So please, if you have an account number, once again, beginning with 08 or 10, it only affects those two sections. Please double check your envelope. And we have more information posted under the city highlights right on the front page of the city's website for more information. And that's northmiamifl.gov. Thank you.
Thank you, President Solomon. City project update.
Thank you, Mayor. We're going to ask Mr. Ghani to come up and give updates on the water plant project, Pioneer Garden, and other city projects.
Aleem Ghani, Public Works Director. I'd also like to invite the Mayor and Council for the groundbreaking of one of the infrastructure projects scheduled in Biscayne Park for Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
Tomorrow?
Next Wednesday, sorry, at 10 o'clock. As part of the infrastructure improvements, our consultant, Hazen & Sawyer, has selected a section of that piping system to be improved. The plans have been completed, all permits have been received, and a groundbreaking ceremony would be held 10 o'clock next Wednesday and at 11th Avenue and 121. I will be sending an invitation to all for that groundbreaking ceremony. On the water plant, as mentioned at the last meeting, the contractor was selected, which is Poole & Kent, for the water plant construction. We got the approval from the state, which is the State Revolving Fund Office, to commence construction. A notice to proceed would be issued to Poole & Kent, and a coordination meeting would be held next week on that project. On the Pioneer Boulevard project, it's about 30% completed on the water fountain, and it's moving.
Thank you so much. Can I get the motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Okay, anyone wishes to record or no? Hearing none, item pass. One of the best principal in town. Your item has passed. And can we give a round of applause for Principal Sally Alien, because she's not going to be with us. She's going to go downtown and make a lot more money. So she's not going to be the principal for Alonzo and Tracy Morning anymore. So let's give her a round of applause for a great 4 years in the city of North Miami. Okay. Thank you so much. Am I correct on that? You're no longer a principal. You're going to...
I'm in a transition. It's a director position in the north area, though. I mean, actually in a region office. So I'll still be in this area, which I'm happy about.
Okay, good. Thank you so much for...
And also our wonderful PTSA president for 4 years, Kathy Hago.
That's right, Kathy. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Yes, right. Thank you so much, Kathy and Principal. Thank you so much for all your work around town. Have you named your replacement yet?
That's coming up. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Thank you.
You didn't mention which school, Mr. Mayor.
Alonzo and Tracy Morning Senior High School.
And we earned an A this year.
Oh, there you go. Wow. Great. Congratulations again. Thank you. Okay. Tab F.
An ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, amending chapter 29 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Development Regulations by amending Article 4, Division 4 entitled Special Purpose and Overlay Districts at Section 4-402 entitled Plan Development District, specifically at subsection B entitled Development Standards, to include vehicle sale displays to the list of permitted uses, providing for conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective date.
Okay, can I get a motion? Before I get a motion, can I open public hearing on tab F? Public hearing is open on tab F. Public hearing is open on tab F. Public hearing is now closed on tab F. Councilman Blen.
No comment.
Okay, Councilman Marcellus.
Hey,
Mr. City Manager?
Yes.
Yes, I may have a question for the Miss Maxine Galloway, please.
Yes, sir. Ms. Galloway, please.
Can you be a little bit more elaborate when you say special lane district? Is this thing made only for the Biscayne lending purpose, just for them to sell the cars?
What this ordinance seeks to do is we're proposing that vehicle sales and service be a permitted use in the PD district. We have further restricted it, though, to those PD designations that's greater than 30 acres in size. So because of that restriction, Biscayne Landing property is the only PD zoned property that would be allowed to have this use.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Councilman Gavin.
Sure. Why? Question for staff. Why is this being proposed? What's this backstory?
As a part of the applicant's master plan proposal, they are also proposing vehicle sales and service on the property. Currently, that use is not a permissible use in the PD zone district. Therefore, the amendment.
I've heard many rumors that they've leased the corner of 151st and Biscayne to a high-end auto dealer for auto sales. Is that the case?
I'm not aware of that, but the applicant is here and can address that question.
Might I ask the applicant? Remember.
My name is Herb Tillman, 2200 Northeast 143rd Street, Biscayne Landing. And if I could ask, Councilman, can you please repeat the question?
Sure. And good to see you. Happy New Year.
Thank
I've
you.
heard rumors for the past few months that the Olita Partners have sublet the corner of 151st and Biscayne to an auto dealership for the purposes of auto sales or whatever. Is that the case?
Not yet, no. We are just in the very beginnings of talks, negotiations, if you will, with a couple of auto dealers who have expressed a rather large interest in that location, one of which is one that the city had entertained prior to awarding the development rights to the Swerdlow Group and Olita Partners. That is one of the ones that we've been talking to. They're interested in that corner, yes. Have we entered into any sort of agreement? No. We haven't even finalized the terms at this point. We did want to get the text amendment addressed first, and then assuming they were successful in that effort, then propose a master plan that will show you a layout of the auto dealers that we're looking at right now.
And I don't want you to right now reveal necessarily whom you're negotiating with and at what terms.
Right.
Mr. Manager, will that become public record at the point at some point? For instance, I believe it was the Audi dealership who presented a written proposal to the city for $14 million. Am I correct in remembering that?
I believe that's the ballpark. yes.
14 million.
So if they're negotiating with Audi for $14 million, for instance, does that become public record at some point, and if so, when?
All of the contracts that we will review for participation rent will become public record because the city will get it to verify the audit when we receive our payment. So yes, all of that will become public record.
Okay. And just a total aside, the Barnes & Noble in Aventura closed on New Year's Eve. As a result, I was in there doing some Christmas shopping. I called their real estate office, corporate, and they're apparently interested in coming to Biscayne Landing.
Right.
So if I can, or whatever the new name might be, if I can put in a good plug for Barnes & Noble bookstore, I know they're very interested in.
Is that illegal?
Well, you know,
Not really?
I didn't know. I asked the staff members why everything was closing off. All the shelves were empty, and they said their landlord didn't renew the lease.
Wow.
So they were shutting down New Year's Eve.
Right.
So this week I've learned that they are interested in reopening. In fact, they said this place called Biscayne Landing, some Swerdlow. And I said, I think I know somebody there. So for what it's worth, publicly I want to put in a good word for Barnes & Noble at the location.
That would be nice to have.
Vice Mayor?
No, Mr. Mayor, I don't have it.
Okay, can I get a motion?
I move.
Second.
Okay, has been second. Mr. City Clerk, roll call.
Mayor Pierre,
Yes.
Councilman Galvin,
Yes.
Councilman Marcellus,
Yes.
Councilman Blen,
Yes.
and Vice Mayor Steril.
Yes.
Measure passes 5-0.
Tab G.
A resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, designating a former gas station site located at 1600 Northeast 123rd Street in the city of North Miami as a brownfield area pursuant to section 376.802B Florida statutes for the rehabilitation and economic development of the site in accordance with the Florida Brownfields Redevelopment Act, and consistent with the intent of the city's comprehensive plan, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to do all things necessary to effectuate the brownfield area designation, providing for an effective date and all other purposes.
Public hearing is open on tab G.
Richard Ennis, 13030 Northeast 10th Avenue. I saw this on the agenda, but I can't really speak about it until I understand what the brownfield means. Can I get an explanation of that before I speak to this?
It's a contaminated site. It's oil under the ground from the gas station that was there for 30
I
years.
had a feeling that, so you're basically saying that we have to clean it up?
Yes.
What happened to the owner, the leasee? Aren't they, what's the response, does the city own this property?
No. No, they don't have, not capable of doing anything. A new owner will take over and pay for it.
Oh, then, well, that's the point, because it says in this agenda item that, like, we're going to be responsible for cleaning and paying
no
for it.
responsibility on our part.
Okay, so the new owner is going to be responsible for clean.
100%.
Okay.
So, I know, right? Michael on top of this one.
I know, right?
Public hearing still open. Public hearing is not closed. Councilman Blen.
This is a site that needs to be rehabilitated. It's an old broken down gas station. It's a real eyesore, and the new owners will do that if they can get the land back into a shape so someone can build on it. So it's an excellent idea to improve the city.
Councilman Marcellus.
No questions.
Councilman Garvin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I see the attorney for the project has rushed to the microphone. If it's agreeable, may we ask him to explain the project? It's the first I'm hearing of it on this agenda.
Thank you, Councilman and Mr. Mayor and rest of the council. Michael Goldstein on behalf of the applicant, Goldstein Environmental Law Firm with offices in downtown Miami. We are pleased to be here before you to request this brownfields designation. It's an important project. It's an exciting project, we believe, for the city of Miami, and will be a model for other private citizens and development groups to come to the city and voluntarily agree to invest capital in the rehabilitation and redevelopment of impacted sites. This particular site is a contaminated, underperformed, underutilized old fueling station site that the applicant is going to invest significant dollars into in order to clean up contamination that is currently a public burden, and will redevelop the site likely for commercial and or retail uses with an emphasis on banking. Will create new jobs while doing so. This undertaking, that is acquiring a contaminated site, is a very risky proposition that most private developers would avoid to the detriment of local governments and the communities that live around these properties because of the blight and the public health risk represented by the brownfield conditions. And so the state of Florida has created a wonderful process whereby an applicant can apply for and take advantage of very limited and proportional and moderate public incentives that are available at the state level that have no direct adverse impact or negative impact on the city or the city's budget. And in doing so, protect their investment, attract lender interest, and successfully move forward, clean up and redevelop a property that, again, has long been a public burden. That's what we feel this site has been. We've been working very closely with your excellent professional staff. We commend everything that they've done to date to bring this project to this council. They've been absolutely wonderful. I do this work all over the state of Florida, and this city has the finest professional staff that we've experienced to date. So that explains why we're here, I think, and a little bit about the project and what we intend to accomplish, again, by taking a contaminated site that's a public health burden and investing private capital, creating new jobs, adding to the tax rolls, and addressing a long-standing environmental contamination issue.
Mr. Goldstein, there's an elderly couple that long ran that gas station. Are they no longer the owners of the site?
The site is currently being taken back pursuant to a foreclosure process, pursuant to the loan documents that the couple entered into originally.
So once your, I don't know, bank owner, is it an individual? Is it
It's a company that has acquired the note, a private developer that will go forward, invest significant dollars into the cleanup and into redevelopment of the property, so that it's utilized for a higher and better purpose, again, adding more money to the local tax rolls, creating new jobs, and providing private capital to facilitate environmental cleanup of a contamination condition that's already a public burden.
And you simply need the Brownsfield designation to be able to apply for federal Brownsfield dollars to be able to do all this?
It's a great question. The Brownfield designation is important because it provides a limited state, not local, state tax credit based on dollars that the developer invests. The developer doesn't invest dollars, it doesn't get a portion of those back in a state income tax credit. In addition to which, by agreeing to voluntarily enter into a cleanup contract with the state through its local agent at Miami-Dade County, there is some limited liability protection that allows the agreement regarding the extent and duration of the cleanup to be maintained in perpetuity.
Very good. Thank you. That's all the questions I have.
Vice Mayor?
I don't have any questions, Mr. Mayor, except that I think it's a very good project that will benefit the city.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
It has been moved and second. Anyone wishes to work it or no? Hearing none. Item passed. Thank you so much, Mr. Goldstein.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Mayor, council members, thank you so much. I also want to recognize Councilmember Blinn, who showed up at our public meeting and has been very instrumental in this project.
Hi. And also thank you for the great comments about the city staff. You know, they're hardworking people, and they really sometimes take all the beating, sometimes because we screw up. So thank you so much that you have been working with professionals in the city of North Miami. They do good work.
And thank you.
All right. Tab H.
Discussion on water rates for residents with second meters.
Okay, I mean, I have known this thing around the city of North Miami, and I think what actually happened, a lot of people that have friends in the city usually get a chance to get Public Works, to tell them that it's better to get a second meter, because when you do, the water you water your grass, that doesn't count toward your sanitation. So that's the reason why there's certain part of the city that have more meters than other part of the city. But I think what the city failed to do back then is that rather than calling their friends individually to tell them that this is how you could save money, the city should at least give the information to the entire city rather than giving to only friends of people that could call and say how could I save money. So I know there's a lot of meters. I have 2 meters too. I had 2 meters, but since now the water bill has gone down, so I'm going back to 1 meter. I know the biggest problem is because people were still being charged this additional $60 on their water bill, although they have not used any water. So a lot of people asking the question, why am I still paying this $60 when I'm not using any water? So But I think what the city did was very wrong. You know, just only people with connection with the city that actually were able to call and get their own meters, while the entire city did not get a chance to take advantage of this, you know, second meter where they would get additional $60. So, Councilman Galvin, I know you have this for discussion. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. I'm not sure where all that came from.
All that came from the city.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure what predicated it all, but okay.
Okay, that came from the city. That's what I just said.
I'm not. Okay, let me go on with why I asked that this be on the agenda.
So go ahead.
We've recently made some changes to the water bill rate structure, and people who have second meters at their house for their sprinklers are paying a whole lot more. Now, we obviously want people to conserve water and maybe not use that second meter so much. Can people with sprinklers on a second meter get that transferred over to their regular meter, and will that help save them money? I mean, I'm just looking for relief, and there are second meters throughout the city, so I'm not sure why the mayor was focusing on those that might have been in one district versus another district.
I said majority of them. That's what I said. I didn't say they were on one side.
Oh,
okay. Listen carefully.
I'm sure. Sorry, there's so much that comes out of your mouth. I'm not quite sure what to
a lot more that your ears should be clean so you could listen to it.
Can I ask something?
Okay.
Before you go any further?
So then you'll be good.
Okay, guys. It's 8 o'clock. It's 5 minutes before 8. And I'm realized that you guys have nothing to go home to. I do. So don't hold me here just for nothing.
Yeah.
I think this, I'm not sure why is it up here. If it's just a question for staff, staff can actually do it. So why are we discussing what you can just talk to staff and have them take care of it if they can, and then discuss it?
I've been unable in a few months worth of questioning to get the answer, so that's why I asked that it be put on the agenda. So the only question I have tonight is, if you live anywhere in the city and you have a second water meter, can you convert that to your original water meter, and does that help save money?
Through the mayor, Councilman, yes. Your question is, could you convert it over? Yes, you can convert it over. However, because we are regulatory required to implement a consumption rate plan, which the city has passed and has implemented, the more water you use on your initial water meter, your main, it's not an irrigation meter. So that means if you switch it over, your consumption is going to be high, and you're going to have a higher water bill. On top of that, you're going to be charged for sewer. So those are extra fees. By passing it on to the irrigation meter, it lowers the consumption rate on the main, and as well, you're not paying the additional sewer charges that you would on the irrigation as you would on a regular water bill.
So if you use 100 gallons on your irrigation meter, you're spending less money than you would if it was 100 gallons on your regular meter.
Yeah. That's correct.
Okay.
Because it adds more to the consumption, and it could throw you into a higher category, interpreting that you're over usage.
There are only maybe 100, I think what staff told me was that there are about 150 of these second meters, 150, citywide. Can we send a special mailing to those that have the second meter, just re-emphasizing that there are new rates? I mean, I don't know if the council wants to reopen the water rate plan. I'm assuming they don't want to. Can we send something special to those residents that have the second meter to say, you've got the second meter, you're going to be charged more, please regulate your watering of lawns? I mean, I get the point that people want to keep their grass looking nice and green, but some people were very surprised to get a second, or to get their bill on the second meter and have a big jump in the prices.
How did they get it higher? I don't understand.
The new water rate plan that we implemented a few months ago lowered it in some regards on some meters. For instance, like
The
me,
regular meter?
right? My regular my water consumption is down. My bill is down right now. For commercial people, it might have gone up or down depending, but definitely if you had a second water meter, For sprinklers, you've seen a big jump.
Yes.
And I started getting a lot of phone calls from people saying, my bill just went way up, what's going on? Now, I knew what the answer was, and those folks necessarily weren't in the audience to voice their opinion when we hiked the rates. But the point I'm asking here is if there's not a way to lessen their bill, short of reopening the water bill process, and unless somebody echoes me tonight and wants to do that, I get it. But can we at least send some sort of letter to those folks saying, here's the new rates, please watch how much you spend, because obviously with 150 people across the city, it could make a difference.
I understand. I mean, we'll be doing the same thing for people that are driving through the city and say, watch out, for the red lights. I mean, I think, the thing to do, if we want to give notice, post it on the website, people would know exactly what happened. I mean, I think people were here during the time. I mean, the council was full when we had, when we worked through this, water bill issue. So, I mean, we're going to spend money to let people know that, hey, if you have a second meter, these are the issues that you would face. So to me, I mean, then we have to do that for everything that we have going on in the city, that we have to advise folks, they listen, there's a red light camera in this place here. If you live on this side, chances are, if you make a right turn, that you will receive a citation.
I don't see the comparison. 150 people citywide, 50 cents stamp is $75. Can we spend $75 to send a letter to everybody who has a second meter to say, please watch your consumption, here's what happened? $75?
And but the notice, should go online. I mean, is that what we're gonna do? Just send them notice?
Can we put the notice on the same bill?
Put it online?
We can put it on the same bill. It won't cost no money.
That's going on. I'm not trying to solve the problem. I'm trying to help us communicate with our residents. It's true. I voted against the rate hike. It's true. I don't like that some of my constituents now have a higher bill. But that's the reality. So knowing that there's no...
Councilman Galvin, can we just put add the notice on the water bill?
That works
envelopes?
for me.
That will solve the problem.
Yeah.
We don't have to spend a dime for that.
That works for me.
Okay. Should you advise the rest of the residents that they should not be getting a second meter? If they do, then these are the issues that they will be facing?
Oh, sure. If somebody calls right now and says, I want a second meter, I think we should be honest and tell them it's going to cost you some money. Some people can afford that. I sure can.
So,
tell them that. I don't know what... The mayor went into some of the history of how people got a second water meter. I have no idea how people got a second water meter. Totally did not even register on my radar until the rates went up and people called me. So I'm not questioning the accuracy of what the mayor said earlier, but it's not germane to what I'm trying to say.
What's the direction
I'm
you
just
guys
trying
give
to
staff?
help.
What's the direction that you guys want staff to do?
Through one way or the other, please communicate to those 150 people across the city who have second meters that they're going to be paying more money because there's been a rate increase, however you wish to do that.
Great. Go ahead, Mr. Mayor. What's the next item?
This is on the agenda. You're not going to have any public discussion?
I'm not having public hearing on top. This is for discussion for us. Okay.
Wait a minute, it's on the agenda. I came specifically to speak to this item. Why aren't you having public hearing on it?
I'm going to do citizen forum, then you could speak on that item.
I don't want to wait to citizens forum. That doesn't make any sense. If this is on the agenda,
That's
you
the
should
next
have
item.
public speak.
Citizen forum is now open.
Okay, fine. Okay. When I got my water bill on the first increase or the changeover, when we had a reduction, I went to the city to find out the breakdown of the bill. And I was, even though I've been fighting for years and I get charged a second unit because my garage and one-bedroom apartment is 20 feet from my house, I get charged a second unit for sanitation and sewer, and I've been fighting it for years, and I can't get and it's hard to fight something that's not done logically. So I've almost given up on that part of it. But when I went to see about my bill, I was told at that point, on the new water bill, not the last one I just got, but the one before that, that since I had a second unit, and I have 1 meter, 3/4 inch meter, I'm being charged a second base charge for water. I don't have a second meter, but I'm being charged a second base charge for water, which is totally illogical. I don't understand that at all, and no one could explain to me why. So I said, well, and then I was told, of course, there's going to be another rate change and another structure, which is the current bill I got yesterday or today, I don't remember. And obviously, it looks like it's even higher on this bill than the last bill. So, and I've been searching. I went to the department where you pay the bill, and I didn't go to Aleem's office yet, but I was going to do that. I need some kind of an explanation. And I was also told that I have a 3/4 inch meter, and I'm lucky because if I had a 1 inch meter, I'd be paying a higher base rate. Bingo! I'm already paying a higher base rate if I'm paying for 2 base rates for water. And my consumption is still the same. It doesn't matter. I'm still paying a tiered amount on consumption. I use 13,000 gallons. I'm under 15. I'm paying that rate for water. But why am I paying a base charge twice when I have 1 meter? And now it's even worse that you're telling me that people have 2 meters. If I could have had that all along and used my sprinkler system on that, I wouldn't mind paying 2 base rates. But I shouldn't be paying 2 base rates for 1 meter. And I would really love someone to give me a logical explanation for that. I've already given up on paying double sanitation and double sewer, even though I only have 3 bathrooms in my entire two structures. I have 2 people living in four-tenths of an acre of property, and we're being charged like as if we had 2 homes. I have duplex status only because I have a separate apartment. I have 1 electric meter, 1 water meter, and that's it, and 1 address. So I don't have a duplex for 2 addresses. I got an apartment in the back. I don't have anybody living there for many years. I don't even have the water connected, but I'm still paying doubles charge for sanitation and sewer. You could have a home in San Souci with 5 bedrooms, and you're going to pay single charge for sanitation and sewer based on the water you bring in and the water that goes out. So I'm being screwed, and I'd like to know why. If someone give me an explanation for that, I'd be very happy.
Okay, we will. Citizens Forum is still open.
My name is Gail Morris, and I've lived in the city since '86. I share his concern with regards to the double charge, even though that's not my circumstance today. I'm here to talk about an old issue, but yet a new issue, and that is the issue of Waste Pro.
Would you give us your name and your
Gail,
address, please?
Gale Morris, Morris.
There's people in the back of the room motioning at us. We don't know what they're motioning.
Get the microphone.
Yeah, talk directly into the microphone.
Okay, I'm Gail Morris. I lived in the city since 1986. I'm here. I don't often come to the commission meetings. I don't come and show. I do come, but not on a regular basis. But I'm here today with an old concern and yet a new concern. I'm here to advocate for the residents of North Miami as it relates to the abuse and the blatant disrespect of the service people that work for Waste Pro. I took the initiative of calling the city over the holidays. I asked for the city manager. I was told that I was not to speak to the city manager. I should call Waste Pro to lodge my concern. I suggested that the city has a contract with Waste Pro. It is not me who contracted services with Waste Pro. As oversight, the city has that responsibility to monitor the performance of Waste Pro. Now, I brought with me today photos from the waste that is spilling out onto the road in my area. Now, for those of you in the back of the room, you probably can't see it well, but there is garbage being spilled on the streets. I've talked to Waste Pro. I've called the city. I've been told that there is someone on. It's upside down. I'm sorry. Thank you. Help me out. Help me out. Help me out.
Upside down garbage.
And I've been told that was someone employed on behalf of the city to advocate and mediate concerns from the residents with regards to this kind of problem from Waste Pro. I am not happy. It is abominable. It is a contaminant. It is a waste hazard. It is unattractive. And it is not safe for the residents, the children, the pets, anyone residing in that area. Now, if the truck rolls down the street on 2 occasions through the week, and they spill on Monday, they come back 2 weeks later and they spill again, it will not be long before these streets are just we're not able to walk on these streets. I don't know who is given a charge to monitor mediate, advocate, or intervene on the part of the residents here at the city with regards to Waste Pro and their performance, but this is unacceptable. And I'd like to know what the city plans to do about it. Can you give me some answers? Help!
We will. Thank you. Thank you. Citizen Forum is now closed. Mr. City Manager, the young man concerned, can someone actually address that issue, because it seems to be conflicting information? So can someone upper level management address that issue?
Yes.
The second issue with Waste Pro, I don't know, 5-6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, there was that issue that, sometimes they didn't pick up the garbage right, they returned the garbage can the wrong way, they were dropping garbage. This is the first time I'm hearing about this dropping and dumping of, dirty water or making the street. So get the address, and can someone monitor that? And this is a violation. I think even the police could even cite them, for, I think it's even a felony if they're doing it intentionally. So can you talk to the young lady, Ms. Morris, and address that issue for her? Council reports, Councilman Blen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to report, I got a few awards. I just want to give you a minute to tell you what they are. I'm going to be proud. I'm very proud of this. Frederica Wilson sent me a letter saying I'm being put into the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence project. I will become a role model on January 18th. I believe the mayor is one right now.
Yes. Very long time.
Yeah. I'm very proud to become a role model. I also was awarded a recognition by the National League of Cities, one of 87 officials in the entire United States who got a diamond level certificate of leadership. League of Cities, by the way, is the oldest and largest organization of its type, and it has 19,000 cities, towns, and villages, and it represents 218 million people, and I'm one of 89. And thirdly, I'm going on Thursday and Friday to Tallahassee, representing the local South Florida Regional Planning Council at a meeting with the other 10 regional planning councils. And hopefully I could do better with planning and understanding planning for the region of the Regional Planning Council, which is Dade, Broward, and Monroe County. And I'm very proud of that. And I also got a certificate from Miami-Dade County for one of the volunteers who participated in informing students at our local high school what ethics were. Thank you.
Okay, well, let's give a round of applause to Councilman Ben. Congratulations. All that happened in 2012, right?
Yes.
Well, if you were in the Haitian community, you would have been one of the first, at least, candidate for Person of the Year.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Councilman Marcellus?
There's a packing problem issues that I think we need to address this thing. It's probably the first time this thing happened in the city of North Miami. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, Taco Bell, during the lunch hour, they realize the parking lot it's full, but they have no customer inside. And they say, hey, we have to do something. And when some of the customers come, they couldn't find any parking to park their cars. For that reason, they hired a company, they call it a booting company, to put a boot in your car. If you park in Taco Bell right now, and you left the car park and you just cross the street, and the guy park across the street and look at you while you cross the street, and he cross the street back and put a boot in your car, and they charge you $65 to get that boot removed. Yesterday I was contacted by the dental clinic across the street on 124th Street, and while I was talking and explain to her what can we do to solve that situation. Today, like 3 or 4 people called me And one of them is our constituents. He went there, he parked his car for a few minutes, and he went across the street, talked to someone. After that, he went to Taco Bell and buy something to eat. When he returned to his car, he got the boots on his car. And they charged him $65 to get the boots removed. And it's happened after a big negotiation with them. I have that boot removed for one of them because he had a receipt. And they told me no. He parked the car, he went across the street. When he realized there is a boot on his car, he went back and purchased at Taco Bell. But since he had a receipt, I managed to get that boot removed from him. But I think that's probably a big issue right now. We're a small city, and it's becoming, a problem for our constituents, our residents. And before we get anything solved on that issue, I believe we have to talk to our city attorney and to the staff to see if there is anything that we can do to protect our citizens, because Taco Bell is a private property, and they are allowed to do just that, and because they use our ordinance in order for them to do that. In the meantime, I just want our residents to know, please, if you're not going to eat at Taco Bell, do not park your car in the parking lot. And I think that's the only way we might get away from that situation. And it's really a trouble right now. And every day, and the worst thing about it, these guys sit just across the street and waiting for you to park your car. So, and I want the residents to be aware of that. Thank you very much.
Councilman Garvin?
I'd like to report that I eat at Taco Bell way more than I should. You might see that I have a few books stacked in front of me right here. I was doing some spring cleaning and came across some books that I've already finished reading and don't need anymore. And so I'm going to donate them tonight to the North Miami Public Library, and I'm only sort of doing it a little bit publicly tonight to sort of put the bee in your bonnet, that if you're doing some spring cleaning right now and you come across some novels, no matter what the condition, or even some magazines, feel free to donate them to the North Miami Public Library, because if they can't round out their collection with them, they can certainly put them on sale in their annual book sale and collect a little money off of them. So I've made good use of these, and I'll be glad to donate them to the library tonight. One of the residents brought up Waste Pro tonight, and it reminded me. Our contract that we piggybacked on with Miramar called for the bulk trash pickup beginning in January 2013 to go from once weekly to once monthly. And when that didn't happen, I called the city manager and said, what's going on? Mr. Manager, can you clarify for the record how it is that our contract that we've entered into that would go to monthly bulk pickup is not going to be the case?
To the Mayor, Councilman, I can't say it's not going to be the case. However, that is the contract. When that changes, we will have a plan of action to implement the way the contract is negotiated to be. And we will give the residents notification through mail-outs, through educational means, and what have you. Now, as to why we have not done that, we were able to benefit. That benefit is for the city at the courtesy agreement of Waste Pro at this particular time. So that's to the benefit of us in that contract until such a time that we will continue to evaluate the ongoing progress of this. It's a company that, although we do hear some complaints, as we have heard tonight, I will say that they have been more than a team player to work with the city, such as this. We there's not any city in Miami-Dade County that I can think of that does bulk pickup once a week. Usually it's twice a month, once a month. Miami-Dade County does it, I believe, once every 6 months. So we're really getting a benefit from the company. When we do bring things to their attention, they will address it, such as what we've heard tonight. So as it is now, we can enjoy the opportunity to have the type of service that we have, and we will give ample notice when it does change, if it does change.
Did we do something like that's? I agree with you. It's greatly in our city's favor that they're continuing weekly bulk pickup. Why did they agree to do that?
They've agreed to do that because in 3 years, the commercial contracts will all come to the city anyway. So once that does, we had every intent to try to renegotiate the contract either for better service, better price that would impact our residents. Waste Pro at this time can make contact with the commercial establishments as if any other vendor can, to notify them or to compete and getting that service. One of the things that we did not do as a city, we only gave notice to the haulers. What Waste Pro is simply asking that the city do now is simply let the commercial establishments know that a resolution was passed. There is a new hauler. In 3 years, those services will come to the city of North Miami. And that's what we have been doing to educate all of the commercial businesses. Now, the new commercial businesses should be coming to the city. All the new commercial. There's no choice with that. So basically, that's what's taking place at this time.
So did Waste Pro agree that if we continue to inform commercial businesses, existing commercial businesses, that they have the option to go to Waste Pro now, in return for us informing them of that option, they'll continue weekly pickup?
That wasn't the sole reason for that. They wanted to. There were other contracts that they were trying to negotiate with North Miami Beach. The fact that they wanted to be a team player, they felt that there was a lot of concerns through the residents that the services were going to diminish in their eyesight. So all of those variables moving forward, they agreed to evaluate it. As you know, if they get more territory, then it's economies of scale, it's better for them. So while they are evaluating that, there may be a point, if they do get North Miami Beach, we may not lose any of our services. They may say, wow, you know, we don't have to do this. I have not witnessed a greed component on their end. Yes, they've asked us to provide the education, but at the same time, they realize that this is, they have another opportunity in other territories around us. So opposed to starting something that they may find that, you know, they can give back, this is the decision that they've made. And that's why I can't say when, because there's so many other variables into play here.
Very good. All right.
And if they get more commercial establishments who can voluntarily come over to Waste Pro, as well as new businesses, staff will make every effort to either lower the sanitation rate and get better service. If we can do both, we will make every effort to do that as well.
Thank you. Thank you. My last part of the report, I want to wish Councilwoman Sterrill a belated happy birthday. I know it was just a couple of days ago. And thank you. And
happy birthday.
Fellow Capricorns here, and knowing that it's also the time of the year where we normally switch the title of Vice Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that the title of Vice Mayor remain with Councilwoman Sterrill for the next 6 months.
Okay. Anyone wishes to record a no? Hearing none, motion pass. Vice Mayor?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday again.
I'm cheap. What can I say?
I received the most esteemed, award. I was able to spend 2 whole weeks with my family, my son and my daughter. So we ended up going for my birthday to Dave & Buster's. So that's what I did. I ate, and then we go around and play. I had 2 buckets full of tickets. I didn't even know what to do with them. But I think that's what life's supposed to be about. Be happy. I'm hoping, guys, that this year, 2013, for the remainder of the 4 months that we have an esteemed respect for our constituent, to lead them to a good path by respecting ourselves up here and to work together for the goodness of the community. So again, Happy New Year's. May God continue to bless you guys and your family, as He's doing for mine.
Well,
thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Wow,
It's
thank you.
25.
Thank
you
you,
only
Vi-
have 5 minutes left.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, again. Councilman Gavin took it right off my mouth. Happy birthday again.
You owe me lunch.
And please, blame the city manager, because he was responsible to throw you a party. A 40-year party, and somehow he did not come through. So just blame him for that. Happy birthday. Councilman Gavin, great idea with the books. We must have what, 500-600 books in our garage. Dominic was the #1 reader in his school for 3 straight years, from kindergarten all the way up to 3rd grade. And he was reading 1 book every single day.
Wow.
And he was at Phyllis Miller, during the beginning years. And so we got to take those books and bring them over to the library. It must have been 500-600 books, just sitting there. So great idea. I didn't think about that. It's been sitting there collecting dust, and the guy is in 8th grade now, moving, doing bigger and better things. So he's reading chapter books now. He wants to read the same kind of books that I read. I read at least 1 book a month. I don't have a lot of time to read as I used to. I'm reading a great book now. Some of you that are running for office, The Kingmaker. It's a classic reader. It goes into Russian mafia, the United States espionage, the killing, the war, the battles. So those of you, The Kingmaker by Brian Haig. Some of you who never read that book, it's a great book to get your hands on. So I try to read 1 book a month, and I got all these books. I bring them to the library. Just a few things. Miami-Dade County Legal Cities that Councilman Blen spoke highly of. They have been around for years. The city of North Miami has been a member for 35 years. This is the time that you usually do our regular annual sponsorship. Usually it's $5,000. So I make a motion to do our regular sponsorship.
I second it.
Has been seconded.
Thank you.
Anyone wishes to work on the
I
no?
meant to bring it up and I forget about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So, Mr. Manager, the Miami-Dade Legal Cities, they have their annual conference coming up real soon. So let's be part of it. At the same page, the Miami Jewish Foundation, they having the annual banquet, and I think they have invited me. I don't know. I told you I was Jewish, so okay. They have invited me. They did not invite Councilman Blen. They having the 75 years anniversary, and the event is on February 7th. I won't be here. I won't be able to make it. So they asked whether the city would like to be a sponsor and give a donation. So can I ask that we make a donation of $2,500 to the banquet that the Greater Miami Jewish Federation is having?
Will that give us a table?
I'm not sure, but I think I'm not sure. We could call and ask and tell them we go to a contribution of, okay. So $2,500?
Yeah, I second that.
Okay, has been seconded. Anyone wishes to work on a no? Hearing done, motion passed. The Haitian American Leadership Organization, HALO, been around for years here in this community. They have given scholarships to some of the Haitian kids at North Miami Senior High School to go to college. They're having the banquet, which is scheduled at the same time that President Obama is getting sworn in. I'm not going to be here. Can I make a request that we give him $5,000? Councilman Blen, you second that?
$2,500.
$2,500. He's second, $2,500. Anyone wishes to record a no?
No, even though I don't know what it is.
Hearing no. Okay, motion passed. The last item that I have here, basically, the city of Biscayne Park usually have the annual cleanup on Martin Luther King Day. This is a partnership, so the city usually get involved. So anyone does not wish the city to be involved with what Biscayne Park is doing, this is a combination between the two cities. So usually Public Works and residents, the mayor for Biscayne Park, the councilman, councilwoman usually get involved. So they're doing the cleanup again. They're doing it right there at the border. Usually, I think they start on Memorial Highway or Griffin Park and go all the way up to, I'm not sure if it's 6th Avenue. So again, you know, I think the request, we usually do it, but I'm just asking the council, you know, to get involved and be part of this cleaning that they have going on. Just keep in mind that the 3rd annual Getting Gear Bike Ride in collaboration with Combit for Haiti. This is the 3rd anniversary of the earthquake. As all of you remember, this earthquake happened while we were sitting here at the city council meeting, although it happened at 5:35, but we didn't find out about it. I think Stephanie walked in, and Stephanie said it must have been what, like 7:15, that there's an earthquake that just happened in Haiti. We couldn't get communication. So many people died. So we were sitting here, and I think, you know, we probably felt, you know, the earth, you know, shaking underneath us. So this is the 3rd annual remembrance. There's many events that are going on. On Friday, Commissioner Monistim is having, I don't remember exactly the name of the event, but he's having an event here at Mocha at 5:30. Then on Saturday morning, we're doing the bike ride in collaboration with Combit for Haiti. Then at 5 o'clock, there's going to be a march from Little Haiti on 54th Street, walking toward the Toussaint Louverture statue on 62nd Street. Then at 7 p.m. there is a mass at Notre Dame. So those of you that are interested in being part of some of the activities, although, yeah, it's Haiti, but I think that's our good neighbor, and we should remember what happened to our brothers and sisters and our friends in Haiti. So these are the events that I'm aware of that are going on. There may be other events that are going on. And that's right. Oh, Congresswoman Frederica Rodson just advised us today that she's having a press release here at City Hall on Friday morning, Friday around midday. She advised us today that it's going to happen. She invites the entire community to come out and be part of that event, which is this Friday at midday. Okay, on January 26th, which we still have time, we're having a free foreclosure prevention event at the Joe Celestin Community Center. Basically, we having Chase Bank, GMAC, Home Mortgage, Bank of America, and Ocean Loan Servicing. All of these banks will be on site. They'll have representatives there that have the authority to modify your loans, you know, to do the work for you. It's great to come by, and this is a combination between the city attorney, my office, and also financial counsels that will be having this foreclosure workshop from 11 a.m. till about 3 p.m. And we ask the community that, you know, have some hard time going on to come out and be part of that event. Again, as I said, the city of North Miami won the Community Pride Award at the Junior Orange Bowl Parade on December 30th. Thank you to the Police Athletic League, the Explorers. You know, they perform in front of maybe they must have been about 600-700 people on stage. They did the performance, and we received that award. So That is all that I have. I see my good friend John De La Gloria is sitting back there. I haven't seen you in a while. Happy New Year, my friend. And it's good to see you. You know, I haven't seen you in a while. You got to call me and maybe we go out and drink some Cuba Libre together. Okay? Then when I retire, we're gonna drink Cortatido. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. You know, great professor at University of Miami. Mr. City Manager, any report from you?
Yes, Mayor and Council. I just want to make mention that the city is going through a conversion process for our utility billing from the old system to Eden. This is very important for us to do in order for us to move forward into other areas such as online bill pay, credit card bill pay, check pay in-house to provide a better service to our resident. It was important that we do a conversion from the old system to the new system. And as you have heard tonight, there are some growing pains with the conversion process because we're dealing with an outside company, we're dealing with two softwares, and so as any conversion process or transition, there will be some unexpected issues that take place. So we will correct them as we do discover them. However, the end result will be that we'll be able to pay water bills online. People will be able to use a credit card, and they will.
This is the same system that we had here for 5 years, and then now we start using the softwares, right?
Well, we're going through
that's that's the Eden system.
Yes.
Okay. All
and
right.
so what we're trying to do, Mayor, now is bring it up.
Okay.
And so now this would be a better service for our residents.
And we had softwares that we paid money for and never been put to use. Thank you. I mean, through you, Mr. IT Director, brilliant. You know, came in and start using those softwares that have been sitting there for years.
He and Mr. Paul have really, they're taking the stride to really put this into place. We're going to be able to do what most people do, pay their bill online, come in with the credit card swipe, but this conversion had to take place, and I really commend them for really stretching out to do this. But as we do come across these issues, we will address them as expeditiously as possible to not cause any other inconvenience. However, again, the end result will be we will be up in the 21st century.
Yeah, right. So when is that? When is that?
Thank you for the 21st century.
Miss City Attorney? No reports?
Just a brief reminder that we're having our second and final charter review workshop on Monday the 14th at 6 p.m. here at City Hall. Hopefully after that final workshop we will have the items for the charter amendment on the May election. As you know, it's been a process of several months, and I believe that's going to be our 6th or 7th public meeting on our charter review process. So I'm hoping that I think each of you have committed to coming, so hoping that you're all there so that we can move forward productively. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. City Clerk?
I've got a question for the attorney.
Sure, go ahead.
Report. You seem to indicate that there will be charter review questions on the May ballot. What substantive changes are you expecting us to make?
Well, that's why we're having the workshop.
Right.
And I've sent you
Right.
So you have everything.
So for the edification of the people we have in the room, what changes can they expect potentially on the May ballot?
Well, I don't know. That's when we're having the workshop.
But we haven't voted on any of them yet.
Yeah.
So let me put the question this way. What are some of the things you're asking us to consider?
I'm not asking you to consider anything.
What are some of the things that are being asked of us by anybody to consider on May on 14th?
There's nothing. Well, the Charter Review Board has met several times. We had some changes initially, which you recall we had an ordinance last month that you passed for the initial changes. Those changes that need to be had through a referendum have to be voted on by the electors. That's what we're going to be discussing on Monday, what the Charter Review Board would like to recommend to you for your consideration before it goes to the electors.
And then what
there
is
are, so there were some initial considerations, but I really don't want to speak out of turn because it's not final. I would rather have a public meeting with the Charter Review Board members. They will finalize their recommendations. They will get them to the council, and the council will then vote up or down, whichever ones.
Can you give me any three of the recommendations that the Charter Review Board might be making to us that would be substantive? That we have to go to the
one recommendation I'm pretty sure was agreed upon by them was changing the mayoral term from a 2-year term to a 4-year term.
That would come before. That would come before us, or that we will be discussing.
It's been turned down already by the voters.
The workshop, and then it will come before council to vote.
That's
and
correct.
And then he will go.
But
it has to go before.
I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I'm trying to debate pros or cons. I'm just asking top three.
That's one of them. The other ones are some. So you know that. For example, we have a personnel division in our charter. And because that has to do with the personnel board, that could not be removed by ordinance. That has to be removed by referendum. So that is one of the items, and there's some other kind of miscellaneous items that are in the charter that really don't belong in the charter. So that's one.
If they're miscellaneous, that's already going to be removed with the.
No. That's what has been removed it's already been removed.
Right, the tweaky language.
Right, that's already been done. That's already been done.
Anything else would
the
be
personnel. Well, the personnel, for example, I categorize it as miscellaneous only because it's not substantive. However, it deals with a personnel board. And so under Florida statutes, anything that has to do with board members, that has to go before referendum.
And just one more thing that they might be asking us to consider?
While you're thinking about that, Mr. City Clerk, can we get a report from you? Can you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can send you all of the documents again. I just don't recall.
I just don't understand the hesitancy to put on the record.
There's no hesitancy. I just don't recall. I just don't recall them off the top of my head.
Don't we have?
Yeah.
Right. Can you put them online? I mean, are they online? But they're not final yet.
They're not final, so I don't,
Okay.
But if people understand the weight of what we're being asked to consider or debate,
that's
they'll
why
be at that meeting. And I'm trying to give a free plug for that meeting, which is in less than a week.
I think that the fact that the charter will be discussed is weight enough. I mean, I think it's important enough that we've had 6 public meetings about it since June or July. So I think the fact that it is something that will be on the May referendum, depending on, of course, the council's direction, that in and of itself, I think, bespeaks to the gravity of why the public should attend every public meeting on that particular issue. I just.
And the meeting is.
So I'm urging council as well as the citizens to attend, because it's dealing. If you just say the word charter, that's enough. Like whether it's changing he to he and she, or whether it's removing a particular a department or division from the charter, or whether it's changing an electoral term from 2 to 4. Whatever, because it's the charter, the fundamental constitution of this city. I think that should be enough to alarm residents that, hey, this is something that we should attend.
This is scheduled for Monday.
I won't be late.
So it's Monday at 6 p.m. Correct? In
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
And then we have
council
the Biscayne
chambers.
Landing workshop the next night. I won't belabor the night anymore. Please, I beg of you, I put aside everything for you tomorrow morning. Please call me tomorrow morning and walk me through every change.
Oh, sure. I'd be happy to do that. And I'd be happy to meet with you. I've met with you all, except Councilman Galvin, you weren't available the last time. And I would be happy to meet with each of you again to go through the charter, because I think it would be helpful for you all to know exactly where we were, where we are now, and where we're going. So I would absolutely welcome that. Thank you so much for that.
Mr. City Clerk. Hello, Mayor. I have 3 brief announcements. The first is, as you know, the clerk's office, we've launched a lot of programs down at the clerk's department, which includes the free notary program that we launched. Individuals are taking advantage of that from the entire South Florida region, which is great. I'm reaching out to the state attorney's office. For those who don't know, I'm a practicing lawyer by trade, personal injury, criminal defense work, and we're reaching out to the state attorney's office. And what we're going to do down at the clerk's office, we're going to have a free assistant program. Individuals who are looking for assistance, attempting to seal or expunge their records, we're going to have the documents down there. We're going to have the packages down there. And we're going to provide free assistance, and of course we're going to team up with the state attorney's office to make sure it's done effectively and efficiently. We have a lot of individuals, especially youth here in the city of North Miami, who's applying for jobs, but if they caught a trespassing charge or a petty theft charge and it's on their record, they're going to be denied for the employment they're applying for. So this is one of our ways of helping our youth here in the city of North Miami to progress and apply for, hopefully, the jobs that are be coming real soon through the Biscayne Landing Project that the mayor and council fought so hard to bring here, the $1 billion investment. In addition to that, we're going to work with some of the members from the Friends of our library. Sharon is one of them. We're going to wrap up our community service programs through the clerk's office. We're going to try to have monthly community service programs for every individual throughout the entire South Florida region regarding computer literacy, resume and interviewing techniques, workshops, tutoring children. And we're going to team up with a lot of nonprofit organizations to see to it that we're playing our part in giving back to the residents of North Miami and, of course, the residents of South Florida. And I want to thank Bishop Curry's deacons publicly and the members of his church, which invited me to a remarkable meeting. Yesterday, we discussed a lot of productive things to help move this community forward, and we're going to do a lot of work with a lot of nonprofit organizations to ensure that we're playing our role to help provide services for the youth across North Miami and, of course, South Florida. And that'll be it.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned. Have a good day and a good evening. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.